if my eyes seem a little bit red, puffy, or irritated, it's because of allergies, man. Fucking allergies. Whoever invented allergies, like whoever came up with the concept, I just hope that they have wet socks for the rest of their days when they were living on this earth. And some people are gonna say, well, God is the one who created allergies because he created the human body and stuff. And to that, I would say, you got me cooked there. I'm not really sure if that guy ever wore socks. I just want something bad to happen to his feet, to be honest. Regardless, we're talking about Ballerina today, or Ballerina from the world of John Wick, if you want to use like the full obnoxious subtitle. So this film is directed by Lynn Wiseman, and it stars Ana de Armas as the main character, Eve. This is a spin-off set inside the world of John Wick. I think it takes place during the third movie. It takes place in between the third and fourth movies of the series. Keanu Reeves does show up in this movie as John Wick. You've seen that in the trailers, but also Ian McShane, Lance Reddick reprised their roles from the previous movies. What you have here is a typical revenge tale movie. You have Ana de Armas' character, which she's very little. There are some mysterious men from this mysterious cult who kill her father right in front of her. And then she is kind of drafted / selected by the Russian ballerina people that are a part of the assassin world that John Wick himself was a member of. I forget how to say the name. Is it Ruditatsky? I don't know. There's some kind of fancy name for it in the movie that I'm not remembering. She goes to live with them and she studies and she trains, and about 12 to 15 years later, she is ready to bust out of her shell. She is ready to go after the people that killed her father when she was little, and thus we have a revenge story. I do remember seeing Ana de Armas in No Time to Die and just sitting there thinking like, holy shit, she could honestly lead her own action franchise one day. If you guys remember No Time to Die, like the last movie in the Daniel Craig, James Bond movies, like she was great. She was in the movie for like 10 minutes, but her 10 minutes were very impactful. So then fast forward years later, now we have Ana de Armas leading her own little spin-off franchise inside the larger franchise of John Wick. The John Wick series itself started off with a simple revenge tale. Yes, I know symbolically it was more about like his dead wife and everything, but it was really about the dog, if we're gonna be honest. And then from the movies after that, it kind of expanded the world, and it was really more about building up the rules and the texture of the world that John Wick and his character stays in. What this movie is a simple revenge story that serves as a vehicle for tremendous, spectacular action scenes. Sure, maybe some of you wanted to show up for Keanu Reeves. Sure, maybe some of you were more interested in Ana de Armas being as fine as she is, and you wanted to see her crush some skulls for a few hours between her legs. I think a lot of people just wanted a kick-ass action movie in whatever shape or form that took. That's what you wanted, and this movie delivers on that in spades. This movie is shot really well, and it does utilize some of the slick, dark cinematography of some of the other John Wick movies. It definitely tries to recapture some of the iconography of John Wick in terms of the visuals, and I would say that while it's not quite as good, it's a pretty damn good imitation. It's clear that they're borrowing heavily from the DNA of the other movies. But all this movie is high-level execution. Yes, the action, yes, the visuals and stuff like that, the music is pretty good, but if Ana de Armas is not good, this entire movie falls on its face and it sinks into the earth, never to be seen or heard from again, and luckily that is not the case here. Ana de Armas is great in this movie. She's giving a very good performance. There are some really good things that they attempt to do with her character to build her up and to send her on this quest. She's also good in some of the physical moments where you can tell it's Ana de Armas doing some of her own stunts. So she's kicking ass and she's looking damn good while doing it. I feel like that is the recipe for a successful spinoff in my eyes. I am not kidding you guys though. The action sequences in this movie are stupendous. Some of the best action you'll ever see, and some of the best action you're gonna see for 2025. It's a lot of beautiful wide takes where you can see everything, a lot of great fluid dynamic camera work and editing to really capture the impact, the visceral impact of all of the blows, all of the gunshots, all of the explosions. There is a grenade sequence in this movie that has to be seen to be believed. There is a flamethrower sequence at the end of this movie. You have to see it to believe it. Some of this action is gonna rival the very best, the very peak of the John Wick franchise, and I don't know where you guys are gonna rank the movie itself, but I feel like that right there is worth the price of admission. I like seeing Ian McShane pop back up in this movie. Keanu Reeves is not in the movie that long, but when John Wick does show up in the movie, you do feel the impact of his legend. They've done a very good job at building up his legend throughout these movies, how he's kind of a mythical figure at this point. His name always evokes fear and awe. Whenever he shows up on screen, people are intimidated by him. People are whispering and like, oh my God, did you see him? Like, that feels very real for the world. And at this point in our world, he's also a very iconic name, so it just makes sense. This is a story that you have seen before. It's a story that you have seen executed better. You've seen it in better movies. So the movie does feel very kind of copy paste. It does feel very by the numbers at certain points. The revenge story is not really all that compelling. A lot of this is also because the villains in the movie are not really that good. They're not really that well developed. There is some kind of interesting idea here with this cult in this movie, but the movie never really goes anywhere with it or fleshes it out to the point that you feel like in the other movies they would have. The story and the narrative does fall flat at different points. I also feel like Ana de Armas's character, there were some things with her that they could have executed a little bit better. No spoilers, but there's a reveal in the movie that I feel like would have been better served for her character and for the story if they had done it a little bit earlier, and instead it kind of just feels like it's too little too late. In the end, this movie is kick-ass, it's stylish, it's badass. I mean, Ana de Armas is great. Sure, it's a little bit of fan service, but at this point, the franchise has kind of earned the right to do a little bit of shameless fan service. I had an absolute blast with Ballerina, and I can't wait to see more from the John Wick world, and I can't wait specifically to see more from her. Ballerina from the world of John Wick was everything that I needed it to be, pretty much, and I'm gonna leave this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Tell me, how would you rank the spin-offs and the main movies of the John Wick franchise? Put that in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.